Calling Kitty. Here's Kitty.
Oh, hiya. How are we doing? How are we doing, gang? It's me. Hiya. It's Kitty Cassis. Cassis like the dark, sweet, viscous, slightly sickly liqueur. Only tolerable in very small doses. Hiya! How are we doing today, gang? Welcome to episode 5. Can you believe it? I don't think I've ever stuck with anything for this long. Welcome to Calling Kitty. I hope that you are well wherever you are. We have got Ellie back again. She actually lost another game of gin rummy down the cat and custard, and this is her forfeit. I can only apologise about that. Ellie is my niece. She's my middle sister's youngest daughter. Me and Ellie's mum, we don't talk anymore. We fell out. It's a big old story, and maybe further down the road I might fill you in on it. But listen, one man's loss is another man's gain. So this is where we are. Calling Kitty is for the person who insists on casually showing you photos on their phone. It could be a family pet, a charming holiday scene, or a dining experience. And they do that despite knowing the very real risk of revealing an inappropriate image at any time. I call it the gallery roulette. So if that's you, cheers. Now I'm going to have a beverage. Oh, that's good. I've got, what have I got here? I've got Chablis, a bit of Chablis that I nicked from the pub last night. I've got my usual 2 Baroccas and a bit of Pepto-Bismol. That really does kick things off. So wherever you are, I'm not suggesting that anybody becomes an alcoholic, but, get something to wet your whistle, treasures. All right. This is Calling Kitty. It's an audio podcast with a visual element. I do urge you to seek out that visual element. I'm going to put the YouTube link in me description once I get my little quill and all my parchment sorted. Now, if you are watching, God, don't I look amazing? I've just gone for a natural look today, soft contouring and just a very nude palette. I don't want to make too much of an effort. Do you know what I mean? Not for this, to be honest. But I have got my green screen up today. And I'm going to be honest with you, treasures, I've been making OnlyFans content. It's another income stream. Some of you might be thinking, oh, Christ, that's where I've seen her. Yeah, I've got a couple of subscribers. And what I do is I use this green screen element to really kind of like fulfill the fantasy. I've got a lot of older gents and also some, younger women as well, believe it or not. I mean, my appeal is quite wide. I've got quite a wide target market, quite a wide demographic. But on this green screen, I can project any scenario that might be in your fantasy. Okay. It could be a woodwork construction class. Well, I can get that up here. I can have a circular saw over this shoulder and also sound effects. I can do all sorts. So that's to explain that. That's my green screen. So yeah, I think that if you're on the train right now and you've got your headphones on, this podcast will get you from Wolverhampton to Kidderminster. Okay, now you can't say fairer than that, can you? Make sure you do put your headphones on because this would do someone's head in, and that is one of my pet peeves. I might make that another little sort of feature on this podcast. What really melts your melons? What twists your tacos? Get in touch and let me know. I mean, get in touch with me about anything at this point. I did actually have 3 downloads of this podcast yesterday. It's not that I'm refreshing the analytics page on Acast like a feverish bride checking the weather the day before her wedding. But I like to have a look and see who's listening. And I often like to wonder who is listening right now. Maybe it's late at night and you're walking the dog on the wreck and you're following the smell of marijuana, like those kids in the Bisto gravy advert, nostrils up, fists down. I hope you find what you're looking for, treasures. Perhaps you are suffering with racing thoughts and bubbling anxiety, aren't we all? Now, to those people, what I would respectfully offer is a suggestion of a deep inhale. Really breathe in all of that resentment and that irritation and that bitterness. And then exhale, a slow release. Contempt, judgment, and disapproval. Let that out into the world. Put that out into the world. Put it out to your haters, Put that energy out into the world. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I've had a few questions from some listeners. Trevor Feelgood, Kent's sexiest man, he actually got in touch with me and he says, "How old are you, Kitty?" Well, if we had a sound effect now that went da da da, like suspense, drama, jeopardy. It's a good question, Trevor, and what we're saying is anywhere between about 62 and 75. I've had some good work done, all right. I am my own guinea pig. I test all of my products and my procedures out on myself first. I've actually got bulldog clips surgically fastened into the back of my neck. If we were to take those out, anything could happen. All right, it could actually start a flesh tsunami. It could be that I look really good for 75 or I'm a bit of a ropey 40-year-old, And actually, the real answer to that question, Trevor, is I can be any age you want me to be, cock. All right. Again, on my OnlyFans request line, I get a lot of strange demands on me and my time and my acting skills. But will I deliver? You're damn right I will. Okay? Because, we've all got to make a living. If you, like Trevor, would like to get in touch with a question, maybe something is burning deep within your soul of something that you would like to ask me, do get in touch. You can, I'm on all the platforms, Treasure. HIYAITSMEKITTY. If you're just dropping in on episode 5, I'm not saying you have to do your homework and listen to episodes 1 to 4. It would be lovely for me algorithms if you did that. But I'm on all the platforms, and you can get in touch using any of the messaging facilities on any of those platforms. I've been doing a lot on the TikTok. Oh my God. I think I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm not bothered. I'll repeat myself. It is a cesspit of human behaviour on there, isn't it? I'm sure a lot of you are listening thinking, no, I don't go anywhere near TikTok. Have I got any listeners under the age of 23? That's the question. What I'm saying is, you'll get people on TikTok who you would actively cross over the street in real life. All right, I'm talking 1 to 2 teeth maximum in their heads. I'm talking like hollowed out cheekbones due to the amount of crack usage. You would not leave your bag open next to them. You wouldn't let them, you wouldn't trust them to feed your cat. And there they are with approximately 393,000 followers on TikTok. And they're doing a live. And me, I'm sitting there going, I'm scratching me noggin thinking, what is going on here? And one of them was TikToking from their prison cell. I kid you not. And don't think that I didn't request to be in that live and interacting with them. Now, if that's not entertainment, I actually don't know what is. You've got your Bruce Forsyth generation game, attracted millions of followers. What I suggest you do is get on Hiya It's Me Kitty at TikTok and all the platforms, and watch me, interacting with a criminal from his actual prison cell. That tickled me pink, that did. You might see someone that you know on there. Do you know what I mean? You might see an old flame. Who knows? going back to Trevor's question, like I said, I do a lot of my own work on my own face and my own body. Okay, from the neck down, I look. I've probably got the body of a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, something like that. And I have been reminded of that time that me and Bonnie Langford, we made our own batch of Botox in our Dave's allotment shed. It was the early days. We had, I couldn't even tell you what was in it, but it was bloody good stuff. And that's why she looks the way that she does now. That stuff, with a lot of Botox, you've got to keep topping up. And a lot of people don't want to start it because they'll never finish it. They've got to keep topping up. This stuff that me and Bonnie made, now that we've left the EU, we don't have all of the red tape. We probably could actually... We could sell it. We probably could sell it because it certainly would not pass any health and safety restrictions. But we don't have that anymore, did we? So I might get in touch with her actually. But Sunita found out that we were doing that, and she got very miffed. She was so jealous, Sunita. I mean, she used to be. I don't know if she's probably had quite a lot of therapy now to help her get over that. But she was very jealous of me and Bonnie and all the stuff that we would do together. Now, I have told you before, I out of my window here, I can see all the comings and goings on my cul-de-sac. And I've just noticed Ted. Hiya, Cock! You all right? No, I'm just doing my podcast. I'll come over later. No, I've got your ointment. Yeah. No, all right. 2 minutes, treasure. All right. That's Ted. Oh, my God. He's 93 years old. He lives at number 6. He's got 2 German shepherds, Torval and Dean. And he does have GB News on the telly box 24/7. Okay. He actually gets a food bank parcel every week and then goes down Waitrose on the high street. So I love him to death, but there are, as I always say, there's a couple of red flags there. He is absolutely loaded. All right, I don't know what he used to do, but he is filthy rich. And if we've got anyone listening, any single poor people listening, Ted is very much on the market. Okay, he's on the cusp of needy and greedy. His full name is actually Ted Horney. Horny by name, horny by nature. So again, I can match make on this as well. There's not a lot that I don't do, to be quite honest. But I pop in there with his ointment, put that on for him. Will I be left anything in the will? Probably not. I don't want any tire kickers on this. All right, genuine inquiries only. If you do want to have a date with Ted, get in touch. Maybe calling Kitty. It could be calling Kitty's first. I was going to say match, but maybe it wouldn't be a match. Maybe it would be more like a passing fling or a passing acquaintance, something like that. Now, as I've said to you, I've put the number out there. I've told you so many ways to get in touch with me, and I am I've got me clairvoyant tendencies, and I'm getting that feeling, Ellie. I'm getting a feeling like somebody is actually trying to get in touch with me, treasure. I'm getting ecstatic. Look at that. Oh my God. Who's that? Hello?
Hello, Kitty. Kitty, it's Sue.
You mean Sue who cleans the salon?
Yeah, that's it.
Sue Tomkinson?
Yeah, that's it. That's Sue, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
yeah, that's
hello,
right.
treasure. How did you get this number?
I found it. Yellow Pages, yeah.
Oh my God, is it in there? How are you doing, treasure? You all right?
I'm okay.
I tell you what, you look gorgeous. You do look gorgeous. Sorry, I didn't realise we had a video element. I love that pussy bow.
Am I on video?
You are, treasure.
Well,
you
that's
are.
not the first time I've been told.
We've got a slight glitch, but we're not going to let it put us off. Go on. I'm going to let you speak now, treasure. Go on, Sue. What's up, Cock?
That's all right. Don't worry. The reason I'm calling is, as you know, I've been cleaning the salon for you, and I've actually found something there today that I'm duty bound to report, and it's a human body part. It's a finger. I found a finger.
Oh my God, Sue! You're kidding. Is that a pinky or an index?
No, I'm not. Well, there's several, if I'm being honest. One of each.
So what? You found 10 fingers? One of each. Oh, one of each. 2. Okay, that's fine. No, I was thinking I had this woman in last week and things went very, very tits up there. So was this today?
It was today. I was mopping the floor and I was going around your beauty chair, and it was just perched. They're all sort of laid round the base of that chair, and I thought, you know what, I actually need to act on this. So I thought I would do the right thing. And I'd get in touch with you first, but I'm just saying I'm duty bound to contact Environmental Health about this. So,
okay. Sue, duty bound. That is very loose terminology. Okay, I just want, first of all, what I want to do is say thank you, Treasure, for getting in touch. You know, you could have gone straight to the powers that be, and I do appreciate that you're doing that. Doing it on my podcast, I don't know, is that sabotage? Let's not even delve into that. There is a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this, Sue. There always is, isn't there? It's cutting edge what we're doing up there, and the job of you cleaning, it's not just a cleaning job, that is it, and that's why the rate is the way that it is, Treasure. You know, it was in your contract, wasn't it? Do you remember when we were in the dog and dart and we got the beer mat, and we got a few beer mats actually, and now I remember.
Yeah, that's right. We did.
Discretion was one of the skills that you've got, and that, you know, I mean, when you say the powers, when you say duty bound, what are we talking here now? I have to have another drink.
All I'm saying is, Kitty, any cleaner worth their salt cannot find a human finger and not report that to at least Environmental Health. And, you know, most people would go further than that. So I don't want my good name to be dragged through the mud here. I found fingers, and I called you on your podcast. Okay, what is it? Unprofessional, underhand. Yes, okay, I'll admit to that. I shouldn't have made this so public straight away, but, you know, how many people are actually listening? We don't know that yet. So what I'm saying is, Kitty, is perhaps we can come to some sort of agreement about this, where I you know, this time, you know, one time only, I turn a blind eye, and I don't go running to the council. What do you say? Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It's just kind of I've just clocked now what's happened here. You know Sophie Simmons, don't you? You know her. She runs the butchers.
All too well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, she was in last week. She's absolutely devastated because one of the things that happened on one of the dates that she's had a tough time recently. One of the dates that she went on, the guy left a TripAdvisor review on her dating page. Why she's got that on there, I don't know. But one thing he said is that she had stubby fingers, and she came in, she was sobbing her bloody heart out, Sue, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I'm experimenting with, I'm calling it index extensions. So finger extensions, essentially, where we take off that nub and then we extend the finger out, and she has got them. I don't know if you've been in there. I was in there last week getting me smoked back, and she reached down for the pork pies, and I thought, bloody hell, that looks good. So the work that we're doing out there, it's important. Now I realise there's going to be sort of casualties, isn't there, in this? And, you know, you do make a valid point. All 14 people who might or might not download this episode will now know about this. I feel like I'm being held to ransom. What are your terms, Sue? Obviously, I don't want you to shut me down. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, I don't want to see you be shut down or anything like that. Thanks for explaining that. So you've replaced her fingers effectively, but what you didn't do was put the old ones in the bin, and that's all I'm asking. Maybe just put them in the bin next time. Maybe leave a little post-it note out just so I'm aware, because
it's the heads up you want. It's the heads up you want.
It's the heads up.
It's the shock.
It's the shock. Kitty. It's the shock. I'm actually, you know, I've been hyperventilating all morning about this. I thought I'd discovered a Rose West situation. I'm glad to hear I haven't. And
Sue, can I just tell
thank you for explaining that.
if you want to meet me later at the Not Cuts Garden Centre, just by the A21, I've got some great ketamine just come in now from Brazil, and that will sort you right out, and that will calm you right down.
Let's do that. Let's meet up. We'll meet up. We'll do some ketamine, maybe a panini as well. We'll have an afternoon of it.
Only if they've got Swiss cheese, because I'm not doing cheddar from there again, because I was on the bloody toilet for at least 48 hours last time we did that. It was a nightmare. Only if they've got Swiss, yeah? I don't want to be high maintenance, but... Now, Sue, have you...
No, I'd like to avoid that.
Yeah, let's avoid that, because the last thing in the world we need is ring sting at this stage in our lives. Have you got anything, Sue, that... I mean, like I said, I think at the last count there were 14 downloads of this podcast. And, is there any tips or tricks on cleaning that you would like to pass on to the few listeners that I've got?
I wouldn't. No, I don't like to give away my secrets, not to people who listen to things online. But what I would say is I am trying to make moves in the local Avon area. So if anyone is interested in any products, come and see me. Look me up on the internet. It's Sue the Cleaner.
Sue the Cleaner. Is that your? Are you on all the? Are you on all the apps?
Oh, I'm on one or two of the apps. Yeah, just Google it.
I love it, Sue, because unlike me, you're quite elusive. I'm there with me giblets hanging out, trying to get everybody to come and, discover me and find where I am. And you're kind of like, I want people to work a bit harder. I'm not going to put it all out there on Front Street. I want people to do a bit of investigative work. And I like that about you, Sue. Always have. And that is why I chose you to do all of the sort of, facilities and operations in this empire.
That's quite right. And Kitty, I thank you for that. And I really do.
Oh, do you know what? I feel like, we could teach United Nations a thing or two, haven't we? We've had a situation there. We've de-escalated it. I heard you. You heard me. And that's communication, folks. Isn't it?
It is. That's communication. And communication is both of our middle name, actually, which is, funnily enough.
Not a lot of people know that. It's true. That was one of the first things we bonded over, wasn't it? Oh, well, do you know what, Sue? Thank you so much for at least giving me that, because I'd rather hear it from you than from, when I'm sat at a town hall meeting and then it comes up and it's on the agenda. Do you know what I mean?
That's right. No problem, Kitty. Right, well, I shall speak to you later then. Take care.
All right, treasure. Ta-ra! Oh, now listen.
Bye,
bye, treasure. If you were inspired by that little... Oh, Christ. Do you know what? I really have got to be more careful in that salon. I was in such a rush this week. This has been Calling Kitty. That's how you call Kitty. Please don't phone me up with more complaints and threatening legal action. I mean, or you can. It keeps me on my toes at least, doesn't it? At least it's some kind of communication. If this has allowed you to escape from your world, or escape from the world, I'm sure your world is just perfect and you don't want to escape from it, then let me know, treasure. Let me know that you're loving it. That does sound a bit needy, actually, doesn't it? You don't need to know. Just know it in your heart, and I will know it in my heart. This has been Calling Kitty. I've been Kitty Cassis. See you next time. Ta-ra!
Like, follow, subscribe, sign your life savings over to Calling Kitty. Available on all the podcast platforms.